You're losing money right now, and you don't even know it. That's right, if your paycheck sits in the wrong account, you could be leaving hundreds of dollars on the table every single year. Today, I'm breaking down the real difference between a savings account and a checking account, and trust me, most people get this completely wrong. Today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how these two accounts work, when to use each one, and the simple strategy banks hope you never figure out. By the end of this, you'll know exactly where every dollar you earn should be sitting. Let's get into it. Now here's the thing, knowing this difference is step one, but I've got 3 more money moves coming up that most people never learn, and one of them could save you thousands over the next few years. So stick around till the end, because I'm breaking down exactly how to make your money work for you, instead of just sitting there doing nothing. And if you found this helpful, hit that subscribe button right now, because I drop simple money lessons like this every single week, and you don't want to miss the next one. Let's talk about purpose, because honestly, this is where 90% of people mess up right from the start. Think about it this way. Your checking account is like the kitchen counter in your house. It's where things happen every single day. You grab your keys from there, you drop your mail there. You're constantly touching it, using it, moving things around on it. That's exactly what a checking account is for. It's built for action. Paying your rent, buying groceries, swiping your card at a coffee shop, paying your phone bill, sending money to a friend. All of that fast, frequent, everyday movement, that's checking account territory. Now your savings account, that's completely different. Think of it like a closet, or better yet, a safe in the back of your house. You don't open that thing every day. You don't go rummaging through it every time you need something small. It's there to hold things you're not touching right now, things you want protected and growing quietly in the background. That's what a savings account is designed for. It's not built for spending, it's built for storing. Here's a real example. Let's say you get paid $2,000 this month. If all of that sits in your checking account, 2 things happen, and neither one is good. First, you're way more tempted to spend it, because it's just sitting right there, staring at you every time you check your balance. Second, that money is doing absolutely nothing for you. It's not earning interest, it's not growing, it's just parked. But if you take $1,200 for your bills and daily expenses and leave that in checking, then move the remaining $800 into savings, something shifts. Psychologically, that money feels less available. It's out of sight, which means it's out of that impulsive, let me just grab dinner mindset. And financially, that $800 is now sitting somewhere it can actually earn you something over time, instead of doing nothing at all. This is honestly one of the biggest reasons people feel like they're broke, even when they're not overspending like crazy. Their money has no job. Everything's mixed together in one account, so there's no separation between money I need right now and money I'm building for later. And when there's no separation, there's no discipline, because your brain can't tell the difference between spending money and saving money if it's all sitting in the same place. So here's the practical takeaway. Use your checking account like a control center for your day-to-day life, the money that's moving constantly. And use your savings account like a growth zone, the money you're intentionally setting aside and letting build up. Once you separate those 2 roles clearly, you're not just organizing your accounts, you're actually training yourself to think differently about money. And that mindset shift right there, that's where real financial control starts. Now let's talk about interest rates, because this is the part that genuinely makes people angry once they understand it, in a good way, because it's the moment they realize they've been leaving free money on the table this whole time. Here's the simple truth. A savings account pays you for letting your money sit there. It's basically the bank saying, "Hey, thanks for parking your cash with us. Here's a little something for your trouble." And depending on where you bank, that little something can actually add up to real money over time. Some savings accounts pay you a small percentage each year, and some, especially the higher yield ones you find online, pay significantly more than the big traditional banks offer. A checking account, on the other hand, usually pays you nothing. 0. Or if it does pay something, it's so small it's basically a rounding error. And that's not the bank being mean, that's just not what checking accounts are designed to do. Remember, checking is for movement, not for growth. So it makes sense that it's not built to reward you for holding money there. Let me give you a real picture of why this matters. Let's say you've got $3,000 just sitting extra in your checking account. Money you're not touching, not spending, just sitting there for months, in a checking account that $3,000 looks exactly the same a year from now as it does today. Same number, no growth, nothing. But if that same $3,000 was sitting in a savings account earning even a modest interest rate, you'd actually see that number grow on its own. You didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to hustle for it, work overtime, or pick up a side gig. The money just sat there and worked for you in the background. That's the part people miss. Your money can actually make you money, but only if it's positioned somewhere that's designed to do that. Now here's where the psychology comes in, and this is important. When people see their savings account balance slowly ticking up every month from interest, even if it's small at first, something happens in their brain. It becomes motivating. It feels like progress, like the account is alive and working for them. And that motivation often leads people to add more to it, because now saving doesn't feel like sacrifice, it feels like building something. So here's the practical move. Any money you're not actively spending in the next few weeks, get it out of checking and into savings. Don't let it sit idle just because it feels easier to leave it where it is. That comfort is costing you real dollars over time. Even moving a few $100s into a savings account and letting it earn interest for a year adds up to more than most people realize. And it costs you absolutely nothing to do it. This is one of those things that seems small on the surface. But once you start treating your savings account like a tool that pays you instead of just a place to hide money, your entire relationship with saving starts to change. Let's talk about withdrawal limits, because this is the one thing that catches so many people off guard, and honestly, it's the reason a lot of folks get hit with a surprise fee and have no idea why. Here's the deal. A lot of savings accounts put a cap on how many withdrawals or transfers you can make out of them in a given month. It's not every bank, and it's not always a hard rule anymore, but plenty of savings accounts still watch this closely. And if you go over that limit, some banks will charge you a fee, and some will even convert your account into a checking account without asking you first. That second one especially catches people off guard, because they didn't even realize a rule was being broken. Now, why would a bank do this? Here's the psychology and the logic behind it. A savings account is meant to encourage you to leave your money alone. It's designed for occasional access, not constant movement. So banks structure it in a way that discourages you from treating it like a checking account. Think of it like a garden. You don't dig it up every single day to check if the seeds are growing. You plant it, you water it occasionally, and you let it sit and develop. That's the entire point. A checking account is the opposite. There's no cap, no penalty, no limit on how many times you swipe your card, write a check, or transfer money out. It's built for constant activity, because that's literally its job. Let me paint you a real scenario. Let's say you've got money sitting in your savings account, and throughout the month you keep transferring $20 here, $30 there, moving money back and forth because it's convenient. By the end of the month, you've made way more transfers than you realized, and suddenly, there's a fee sitting on your statement that you didn't expect. And the frustrating part is, it's not because you did anything wrong on purpose, it's simply because the account wasn't built for that kind of frequent movement in the first place. This is exactly why understanding the purpose behind each account matters so much. If you know savings is meant to be touched occasionally, maybe once or twice a month, you naturally avoid falling into that trap. And if you need an account for frequent transfers, quick payments, or daily spending, that's what checking is there for. So here's the practical takeaway. Treat your savings account like a long-term holding space, not a back-and-forth shuffle account. If you find yourself constantly moving money in and out of savings multiple times a week, that's a sign you actually need better organization in your checking account, not more activity in your savings. Once you understand this rule, you stop getting blindsided by unexpected fees, and you start using each account exactly the way it was designed to be used. And that alone puts you ahead of most people who are just guessing their way through their finances. Let's talk about debit cards and checks, because this is where you really start to feel the difference between these two accounts in your everyday life. Here's the simple reality. When you open a checking account, it almost always comes with a debit card, and in most cases, the option to write checks too. That's not a coincidence, that's the entire design of the account. Checking is meant for spending, so the bank hands you the tools to spend easily. Swipe your card at the grocery store, tap it at a coffee shop, Write a check for rent if your landlord still does things the old school way. All of that connects directly to your checking account. A savings account, though, doesn't come with any of that. No debit card, no checkbook, none of the tools that make quick spending easy. And at first, that might sound like a downside, like the bank is taking something away from you. But honestly, that's actually the whole point, and it's a smart one. Think about it like this. If your savings account came with a debit card, what do you think would happen? You'd probably start using it. Maybe not for anything crazy, just small things. A coffee here, a quick lunch there, an impulse buy you saw online. And slowly but surely, that money you were building up for something important starts leaking out in little pieces you don't even notice. By not giving you a card for that account, the bank is basically putting a small speed bump between you and your savings. It's not locked away completely. You can still access it, but it takes an extra step. You have to transfer it into checking first, or manually move it somewhere you can spend it. And that tiny extra step matters more than people realize. Here's a real-world example. Let's say you're saving up for an emergency fund, or maybe a trip, or a new laptop. If that money sat in an account with a debit card attached, every time you're out and tempted to buy something you don't really need, it's right there, one swipe away. But if that money is sitting in a savings account with no card attached, you have to stop, think, and physically move it before you can spend it. And in that pause, most people talk themselves out of the impulse buy. That little bit of friction is often the difference between actually reaching your savings goal and watching it slowly disappear. This is basic money psychology at work. The easier something is to access, the easier it is to spend. And the harder something is to access, the more likely you are to leave it alone and let it grow. So here's the practical takeaway. Use your checking account, with its card and check writing ability, for the spending you actually plan to do. And let your savings account stay a little inconvenient on purpose. That inconvenience isn't a flaw, it's actually protecting your future money from your present-day impulses. Let's talk about fees, because this is the part nobody warns you about, and it's honestly where a lot of people quietly lose money without even realizing it's happening. Here's the truth about both of these accounts. They can each charge you fees, but for completely different reasons, and once you understand why, you'll know exactly how to avoid every single one of them. Let's start with checking accounts. A lot of checking accounts come with a monthly maintenance fee, sometimes $10, sometimes $15, sometimes more depending on the bank. But here's the thing, most banks will waive that fee if you meet certain requirements. Maybe you need to keep a minimum balance in the account, or maybe you need to have your paycheck direct deposited into it. The bank isn't trying to trap you, they're basically saying, use us as your main account, and we'll skip the fee. The problem is, most people don't even know this rule exists, so they end up paying a monthly fee for years without realizing there was a simple way around it the entire time. Now savings accounts work a little differently. Some of them charge a fee if your balance drops below a certain amount. Say, if you're supposed to keep $500 in there, and you dip under that, you might get hit with a small monthly charge. And remember what we talked about earlier with withdrawal limits. If you go over the number of transfers allowed in a month, that can trigger a fee too. Here's a real example that happens to people all the time. Let's say someone opens a savings account, gets excited, drops in $300, and starts using it like a second checking account, pulling money out here and there. Within a couple months, they've triggered a low balance fee and an excess withdrawal fee. And now they're actually losing money in the account that was supposed to be growing their money. That's the opposite of the entire point of having a savings account in the first place. This is exactly why so many people get frustrated with banking and just assume all banks are out to get them. But honestly, most of these fees exist to encourage specific behavior. Checking wants you to be consistent and keep money flowing through it. Savings wants you to keep a cushion and leave it alone. The fees are basically the bank's way of nudging you toward good habits, even if it doesn't always feel that way. So here's the practical takeaway, and this is important. Before you open any account, actually read the fee structure, or just call the bank and ask directly, what do I need to do to avoid fees on this account? It takes 5 minutes, and it can save you hundreds of dollars a year. And if you're already banking somewhere, and you're not sure whether you're getting hit with fees, log in right now and check your statements from the last few months. Once you understand exactly what triggers these fees, you stop losing money to mistakes you didn't even know you were making. And that alone puts more money back in your pocket every single month. Now let's bring this all together, because this last point is honestly the one that changes everything. This is the actual strategy, the part where all those previous points turn into real action. Here's the simple rule I want you to walk away with today. Keep 1 to 2 months of your regular expenses sitting in checking, and move everything else into savings. That's it. That's the whole system. But let's break down why this works so well, because the reasoning behind it matters just as much as the rule itself. Think about your checking account like a fuel tank for your daily life. You want enough in there to cover your bills, your groceries, your gas, or your regular spending, without constantly worrying about running dry. 1 to 2 months of expenses gives you a comfortable buffer. It means if a bill comes in a little higher than expected, or your paycheck gets delayed a few days, you're not panicking, you're not overdrafting, you're covered. But here's where people go wrong. They keep way more than that sitting in checking, sometimes 3, 4, 5 months of expenses, just sitting there earning nothing and quietly tempting them to spend more than they planned. Remember, money that's easy to see and easy to access gets spent. That's not a character flaw, that's just how human psychology works. The more available something feels, the less disciplined we are with it. So here's the practical move. Let's say your monthly expenses come out to $2,000. That means you'd want somewhere between $2,000 and $4,000 sitting in checking, covering 1 to 2 months. Anything beyond that, whether it's extra savings, an emergency fund, or money you're setting aside for a future goal, that gets moved into your savings account, where it's a little less accessible, and where it's actually earning interest instead of just sitting idle. Here's why this combination is so powerful. You get the best of both accounts working together instead of against each other. Your checking account gives you flexibility and covers your daily life without stress. Your savings account protects your extra money from impulse spending and lets it grow quietly in the background. You're not fighting your own habits anymore. You're actually using the structure of these accounts to support better financial behavior automatically. And here's the mindset shift that comes with this. Once you separate your money this way, checking stops feeling like a source of anxiety, because you know it's covering exactly what it needs to cover. And savings stops feeling like some far-off, abstract goal, because you're actively watching it build every single month. So here's your action step for today. Open up your banking app right now, or at least plan to do it after this video. Figure out your actual monthly expenses, multiply that by 1.5 to give yourself a solid buffer. And if you've got more than that sitting in checking, move the extra into savings today. This one simple move, keeping checking lean and letting savings grow, is honestly one of the easiest ways to feel more in control of your money starting immediately. So here's your bottom line: stop letting your money sit in one account doing nothing. Separate it, put it to work, and let it grow while you sleep. That's it. That's the whole secret. Small change today, real freedom tomorrow. Now go open that app, move your money, and take control. If this helped you, smash that subscribe button, because next week, I'm showing you exactly how to build your first emergency fund from scratch.